Emotional damage.
You can't handle the truth.
Yo, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Morning Market Report. I'm Army Piper. This is the Piper Academy Network, which is very quickly becoming a small team. What's up? We got red bubbles here, guys, all around on the hourly. Daily, we're still sitting a little bit in the green right now, but overall, guys, it's going to be a week of volatility, in my opinion. We've got a huge week, as the thumbnail implied. It's FOMC week, and as the title says, pump or dump. Huge macro week. We've got 4 of the Magnificent 7 doing earnings reports this week. We've got JOLTS job openings, FOMC rate decision, unemployment numbers, PCE, the core PCE, which is the biggest metric that they look at the Fed Reserve. So yeah, volatility galore is coming our way. Shout out to Alex O Crypto. Shout out to the Otter Gang just joining us here with the alumni guys. We're going to jump in and get all this started. Let's go ahead and do that. But first, check that back door. Make sure no one's coming in late. Guys, get your notebooks out. Class in session. Let's go. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us here this morning. It is Monday, July 28th. It's DCA day. It's DCA Monday. For those in the Discord, dropped all the stuff there this morning. So you got all your DCA levels for Bitcoin and all the altcoins, and it's good. Everything's set up and good to go. But most importantly, the Otter Gang has showed up for OG Monday. I am not wearing an OG shirt today, though. It was not clean. I'm wearing my Chandler's Landing. It's my boat shirt. It's my boating shirt from my boat club I'm in. So let's go ahead and let's bring over, Alexander G said, Daniel Barnes, get the door. Get the door. Let's go ahead and jump over and check out our co-host because he had a long weekend. Let's get him up here. Are you in one piece? Are you good? Did you have too much tequila this weekend, OC? How are you feeling?
Everything was very actually calm. I kept pushing through the gym. We went to the gym Saturday and Sunday to cover up. I think it was Friday that we missed on that. But other than that, it was not that big of a huge tequila this weekend. But it was a good eating weekend. We went out to Las Enchiladas, and dude, that was a huge plate of enchiladas like this. It was pretty fantastic. I mean,
was that a Mexican style plate? Was that a Mexican amount or was that an American amount? Because we have huge plates in the U.S.
It was an American amount, definitely.
Okay, there you go. I had what did I do this weekend? I had steaks on Friday. We did steak night. And then Saturday, I don't remember what we ate on Saturday, man. Why has it got to be tequila, though? Wick said, because it's Mexico. It's tequila. Let's be honest here, bro. Actually, he is close enough down on that peninsula that it might have been some good rum, too. So it could have been rum, but, tequila. It's always tequila, Wick. It's always tequila. I don't remember what I had on Saturday, but last night I made a pretty good dinner. It was the... Oh, I know what I did on Saturday. We did some German sausage, but last night we did a pasta dish, a southwestern chicken sausage andouille type Alfredo. It was pretty good. So delicious. By the way, Texas Roadhouse. I know TradeFly talks about Texas Roadhouse all the time. Their rolls. Did you know that they sell the Texas Roadhouse rolls now frozen at the grocery store?
Really?
Yeah, I found them. Racist is what Wick said. Much love, Wick. Let's go ahead and bring them up here. They can be part of the conversation. There we go. Everybody can now see. Wait, where is my? Why are you so stretched out there, sir? Let's get you going right. Let's go. Hold on. I got all kinds of weird stuff going on here now. There we go. Perfect. All right. So yeah, we were at the store and I saw them. I picked them up. And then I was like, we're getting these. And then we're going back over there to the deli section because they have mixed butters over there. And so I went over and they had a honey cinnamon butter at the deli. And we picked that up and we had that with our steak night. And oh my goodness. It was amazing. My wife said, these are addictive and we should never get these again, but always get these for steak night. So that's what we did. I feel like I am so much taller than you over here today. I'm close. There we go. I'm better. I'm better. I fixed it. We're good. We're even now. You're my equal on this show, OC. I had to bring you over. Let's go ahead and go through the chat. Give everybody a shout out here before we jump into the markets. Take a look at everything. Guys, it looks like we got Darren Dustings in here. The DDT is in the house. He said, Ayo, FOMC, let's go. It's that week. I love that picture of Jerome Powell, by the way. He's like, what's that? That was a shout out to Tom Crown. He's the one that clipped that, and it was beautiful. So, 2 dubs in the house. Which why fine 89. Alexander G, the mod queen, is in here with us. We always appreciate you gracing us with your assistance, support, and modery. You're the best, Alexandra. BC Port Corp's in here. Shout out to you, man. Hey, I'm going to check out your show this morning. I didn't get a chance. I usually try to peek it right before we go live. I missed it today, BC, but yeah, you're always doing good. Yeah, if you guys don't watch BC Port Corp, Good Morning Crypto right here on the Piper Academy Network every early morning. Crypto Trades is in here. BC Port Corp got you. Wick in here saying I'm Ray. My name is Ray. Last name Sist. Baba Yaz, I had too much tequila and I learned there again, there is good tequila, and then there's the other stuff. Facts, bro. Harp's in here with us. Appreciate you. RS Miller 747. Hit the likes, he said. Do that. Yeah, do what he said. Little Fish. Daniel Barnes. Got it, Professor. Salute. You get that proper salute there, Daniel Barnes. Mike Play is in the house with us. I appreciate everyone that has joined. Oh, yeah, there we go. Yo, good morning, bro, from Wave Cipher. And then Alex O. Crypto. Hey, by the way, there's a show that we're watching. I can't remember the show right offhand, but it was Resident Alien, and one of the stores in the downtown of the town of Patience is called Little Otters, and it's a kids clothing store. So I saw that and thought of you, man. JB Hawk Smash in here, and Dylan VA in Duality C. Did I miss anybody? Average Crypto Joe, Berkoshi No Dinero, Ninja Glock. All right, cool. We got everybody in here. Appreciate everybody that joined us here. And let's go ahead and jump in, OC. Where are we sitting at? Oh, username. I see you, bro. Where are we sitting at right now on the Bitcoin chart, OC? Let's jump over to your chart and let's take a look at the current Bitcoin picture, because we did have a little pump rally. And by the way, we've already closed out our CME gap. Go figure. So where are we at right now? Then we'll come back. We'll talk about the news and everything we can expect this crazy week for macro. OC, over to your charts, bro. What do you got?
Absolutely. So let's just get it here from a cleaner chart. We were expecting this coming back down, as you might be seeing right here. I have 2 new trend lines that we're going to be playing with. The first one is this blue flag that comes in with this pair. So let's color code them just for good measure. Those 2 are going to be let's go green, in bright green. That one and also this one. They both are going to be green, and these other 2 are going to be, I would say, red or at least orange. Let's go for orange, that one, and also this one, orange in here. So let me see. Perfect. I think I got them. All right, perfect. So we got it on pairs. So far, if we just hide everything and we just go for a cleaner picture, we are still ranging. It seems like we are creating this bull flag that is playing around. But depending on where we start looking for, and this is going to be a little bit of a pickle, you're going to be see a lot of pump or a lot of fear out there in Twitter, especially on Twitter or on X, because we might be breaking this trend line. And not only that, you'll see many indicators flashing green once again, but having that breakout retest for a continuation. In fact, we talked about that, but this is the make or break. I personally believe that we're going to be coming back down a little bit lower, somewhere around 116, for then making that higher low in here in this area, and then completing the breakout retest. There's still an imminent breakout to the lower portions of this chart, which are first 112, 110, and finally somewhere around the middle of this area, 100K. So the very scenario to revisit 100K is not out of the question so far, but we've been ranging, and I think right now, taking a look at the daily and going to our classical perspective or classical view. So right, I just had the hiccups. Here it is. Let me just let it disappear, and let me bring up my oscillator in here for a second. So, yep, there it is. We're still on the green, but if we are retracing somewhere around here, well, where would that get us? I would say it back at somewhere around these areas, or right again around those areas. So we still need to be cautious with this movement. In fact, there is a we took this long. I would say it's time to start taking a secondary profits if you haven't, and then that is because we had another important trend line being broken, which is this measure trend line from the megaphone all the way back down here. There we go. We broke it once. Well, did we make it above? Barely. And we're breaking it once again. Absolutely, we're getting a squeeze. We are getting a squeeze because we have dynamic reactor. But where is it going to be? To the upside or to the downside? We need to be prepared for both case scenarios, because the truth of the matter is that no one knows. We can only speculate on that. However, let's go back to the daily here and let's see. So far, let me just get rid of that long, or at least let's just hide it so it doesn't bother. There it is. The truth of the matter, it is that our dynamic reactor in the daily, it's all the way down here to 100K, the same targets that we'll be looking at. We are below our clouds in here, going to our zero line. So what will this hold or not hold break? So I expect it to barely hold like this, basically taking us out or down like that. That will also be in line with other patterns where we have the pennant, sweep of the lows, and then a continuation forward. So something interesting that I might be interested to see right now is how is the fear and greed playing out. But other than that, we are flagging out.
Yep, and overall, the markets are kind of flat today in general, not just Bitcoin. Even looking at the TradFi side, Dow Jones right now is literally sitting at 0% unchanged. So, yeah, it's just one of those weeks where everybody's kind of like holding their breath, waiting to see. We did get the futures rally overnight on the stock market, just so you guys are tracking. Futures opened up last night, highest ever on the Nasdaq, Dow Jones, and the S&P, and then pulled back down overnight, just kind of relaxing for a second there. And that's off of the EU trade deal. If you guys are not aware, Trump made a deal with the EU yesterday, 15% flat. So that gave the market hope a little bit, but now they're waiting because all of this stuff. Let's go ahead and jump into the news, OC, and we'll start knocking this stuff out, because we got a lot to unravel on what's going on this week. So welcome to the news, brought to you by Optery. Check the link down below, guys. Protect yourself. Protect yourself. There's a lot of websites out there getting your data, so just go check it out if you're curious what it is. All right, looking at the metrics here from Into the Cryptoverse. Crypto market cap total sitting at $3.923 trillion right now. Trend level, the median on this average 4.123 trillion, and currently undervalued at 4.85% on the downside. So a little slight undervaluation there. We're getting close though. Current risk levels on Bitcoin consolidating, just like the risk level, guys. It's what it's doing. It's just consolidating sideways. We're not seeing anything big coming out at all. So 58.5% is our current risk level. That is a 2x DCA on Bitcoin. Look at this. Look at this Bitcoin dominance. We are back above, with stable coins included, 60%. Not seeing a huge pullback on this, right? It's kind of just staying in place there. Take those stable coins out, we're at 64.36%. So not as much going into stable coins as what there were. A lot of it's moving into alts, but we are seeing a strength of the dominance maintaining itself. Let's take a look at Ethereum. I want to check here. Yeah, look at how close the ETH difference is with stables and without stables. So a lot more money coming out going into Ethereum than what there is into stable coins. And we can see that closing gap there between 64% and 60% going on. So on the dominant side, let's go check out the Fear and Greed, OC. Flashbang. There you go. Shout out to Alex O Crypto. I love that's my favorite line he ever said, flashbang. And I was like, what? Wait, because that means a whole different thing for me. So Fear and Greed Index, guys, sitting right now, we're at 75. One more point, we go into extreme greed, OC. Right now, we're sitting in greed at 75. Here's that deal on the the Trump deal with the EU, by the way. President Trump says the U.S. has reached a trade deal with the EU. The deal includes an agreement to open up trade at 0% tariffs. EU is to buy up $750 billion of U.S. energy. EU is going to purchase vast amounts of U.S. autos. Tariffs on automobiles will reduce to 15%. Trump calls this the biggest deal ever reached. It's huge. It's huge. Huge deal. Stock market, Dow Jones 0.02% on the upside, S&P up 0.18, NASDAQ is up 0.4, Russell 2K about flat. It's 0.08% to the downside. VIX is green, but still sitting under that 17, that dreaded 17. Look at the European markets, though, overnight. Mostly in the red. Mostly in the red on that news. Asia sitting here, mixed market, Shanghai, the HSI, and the ASX 200 all to the upside. The Indian Nifty 50 and the Japan Nikkei both in the red. Bonds market, 10 years continuing to go up, and we're not seeing any weakness here. 10-year, 4.4%. Sitting in the green and moving back up today. Oil is sitting right now at $66.89 per barrel. It's getting back towards that 70. So it's in that Danger Will Robinson area there, guys. Let me throw my ticker back on the bottom here so I'm not just floating. There we go. Oil sitting at $66.89 a barrel. Brent is up. Nat gas is down. And then lastly here, let's look at gold. Gold is seeing a pullback down almost 1% there, but it is holding at $3,300. So silver lost that $39 level, sitting at $38.27. Copper's down. Platinum is up 0.16. OC. Palladium's up 2.18%. So there you go. I gotta make the jabs when I can, man. Yeah, liquidations in the past 24 hours. In the past 24 hours, 106,350 traders got liquidated. Total liquidations coming in at $298.95 million. Largest single liquidation order happened on HTX. It was for Ethereum for just a measly $2.6 million there. Altcoin index, where are we at? Let's give it a refresh just to make sure. Yep, we're at 49, actually. We were at 51. Alt's getting a little bit of a pullback. If you guys are wondering, hey, Piper, what the hell is the altcoin season index? We have to get this up until like 71. We got to break 71 on that index score and then hold above 75 in order to have any type of real extended altcoin season. As you can see, we're not there yet. We are not there yet. And I know a lot of you, that breaks your heart, but
You can't handle the truth.
that's where we are with the alt season, guys. Looking here at the crypto bubbles again on the daily, some mix of red and green, but on the hourly, we're seeing a pretty harsh pullback. Bitcoin has given back all of its daily gains, sitting 0% to the upside right now, down 0.3% on the hourly at $118,265. Ethereum almost given all of its gains back also, but it is holding that $3,800 level. It's going to be a critical level for Ethereum to hold. You can see XRP's down a little bit. BNB, OC, your BNB, man. I know you don't like the token, you said, but you like its gains. It's up 5.6% on the daily. Solana's up 1.6, but giving some of that back in the hourly, also at 188. One of the big movers today in the top 10 or top 20, I should say, Hyperliquid. Again, native token to a DeFi exchange, up 5.1% and showing some hourly strength also at $44.99, moving up one spot to the number 11 spot there. And giving that up is Sui. Sui is down 2.5% on the daily, down 1.8% on the hourly at $4.13. Stellar Lumens, 2.2%, not horrible. Avalanche, that's not an avalanche. That's a rolling uphill there. 6.4%, giving a little bit back, but up still 6.4% on the daily at $26.62. It's like play a whack-a-mole trying to catch which one's going to move. It really is. Shiba Inu giving up that number 20 spot, moving down one spot, and Toncoin moving back in, sitting pretty flat on the daily there at 0.5. Most of that given back in the past hour also. That's what we're seeing on the crypto bubbles, guys. Let's go jump in on the economic calendar. We do have a little update here that's coming in at 9:30, so that's about 10 minutes from that. It's going to be the Dallas Fed Manufacturing Index. Production. Manufacturing and production is the economic pillar for Dallas only, just like we see with Chicago, just like we see with Michigan. This is going to be the Dallas one. And right now, waiting on that to come in. That's the only thing we have today on the economy. However, let's take a look at the week ahead. We've got Tuesday. Going to get that JOLTS job openings. Right now, expected to be down. This would show weakening of the labor market. All right. Shout out to A to Ace. I see you, bro. What's up, man? He said, hit that like button. I agree. Smash the like button. Smash the hell out of it. That's Tuesday, JOLTS job openings. Okay. So Wednesday, we're going to get GDP growth rate. This is not the final. They do this in phases. First one out. Hey, look, right now, guys, we're expecting. All right. I think we're still there. I think we're still here. I think we're still here. All right. I got kicked off of one of the other stream sites that we were on. That's okay. I think YouTube is still going strong here. So let's continue on here and keep this rocking. What we're watching here, guys, is that on Wednesday, we're going to get the FOMC interest rate decision coming in. And the big point that's going to be on that is that it is going to be static, no change. We're looking at a 4.5%, was 4.5 currently. Looking at it to stay 4.5%. We'll look at that likelihood on the CME Fed watch tool here in just a second. Thursday, July 31st. Again, we're getting into more here now, right? RS Mellon, you can just look at him and read his mind. I got you guys. Looking at core PCE on Thursday. Now, this is one point that I will make is that we are seeing that there is a PCE core coming out the day after the FOMC. If you guys don't know, core PCE is one of the big things that the Fed looks at to decide rate cuts, and it's coming out afterwards. The other big thing that they look at, unemployment. And guess what? That's coming out on Friday. Unemployment rate and non-farm payroll. So pretty much Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, all 4 days, we've got big events coming out from the macro side, from the economy side. The other big factor that we have to take into account also, Wednesday and Thursday, we've got 4 of the Magnificent Seven doing their earnings reports those days on Wednesday and Thursday. So we'll talk about what all this looks like combined here in just a second. Looking at the current levels for likelihood of a rate cut on July 30th here. And what we're seeing here is this. July 30th, 97.9% chance that we don't get a rate cut. Look at September, 35.6% chance that we don't get a rate cut. That means 64.4% chance that we do get a rate cut. I still think October is still the first date that we get one. If we do get one in September, it'll be great, but I think that they're going to wait and see. It's just my humble opinion. Let's talk about these earnings that are coming out this week. Earnings playbook reporting season ramps up with more Magnificent Seven results this week. So in the coming days, 151 companies in the S&P are slated to release their latest quarterly results. That includes 4 of the Magnificent Seven, Meta Platforms and Microsoft on Wednesday, Amazon and Apple on Thursday. They will follow those from 2 other notable mega cap companies out, which already did their earnings, Tesla and Alphabet, aka Google. So Alphabet shares closed higher Thursday after the second quarter earnings topped expectations. Tesla nosedived after the electric vehicle maker saw auto sales decline for the second consecutive quarter. So what are we looking at here on Wednesday with Meta? As of right now, last quarter, Meta revenue surpassed Wall Street expectations, and its second quarter forecast matched what analysts were expecting. This quarter, analysts expect that Facebook and Instagram parent to post year-over-year earnings and revenue growth of more than 14%. So that's pretty good there. Data shows from Bespoke Investment Group that Meta has beaten earnings expectations in 10 straight quarters and revenue estimates in 11. So take that for what it's worth. Microsoft scheduled to be after the bell on Wednesday. Conference call at 5:30, and then they're going to do their earnings. Last quarter earnings and revenue for Microsoft beat the estimates. Strong guidance. They offered strong guidance. It says analysts expect that Microsoft, led by CEO Satya, will see earnings and revenue growth of also approximately 14%. So what to watch? Analysts at UBS and Citigroup are among those who've grown more optimistic ahead of Microsoft's quarterly results. Last week, UBS hiked its price target to $600 per share from the $500, maintaining a buy rating, okay? Thursday, we're going to get Amazon. They issued light guidance citing tariffs and trade policies and recessionary fears. Last quarter, this quarter, the analysts expect that a dominant e-commerce platform is going to report single-digit earnings and revenue growth compared to the same period a year ago. So may get some shakeout on Amazon to the downside, just my humble opinion. And then Apple, we'll see how they do. But overall, this quarter, analysts see single-digit top and bottom line growth year over year for the iPhone maker. Apple should deliver a revenue and EPS beat driven by double-digit growth in services, 11% for that year over year, and then single digit on the rest. So we have four major earnings calls this week for the Magnificent Seven, and that's going to create volatility on top of all of this stuff that we're seeing on the macroeconomic on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and FOMC week, guys. So just be prepared for a lot of volatility. That's going to be the main story there. Let's look at crypto liquidations, talk about this real fast before we get into the dailies on Bitcoin and the altcoins, guys. Right now, Bitcoin, 1 month, that's what I want to see. The short max pain. This means the maximum amount of hit that short traders right now can to take as much money as possible for them. That's going to be $120,491. For longs, max pain is $114,477. You can see we're much closer to hitting that long than we are to hitting those shorts. I guess we're much closer to going up and hitting the short traders than we are to go down and hit the long traders. Okay. So I just wanted to point that out. I like to take a look at this, kind of gives me, hey, where are we at in the sand? You can also go over, check out the heat map, and you'll see it right there. $120,000 on that heat map, billions of dollars in liquidations up there, just waiting for market makers to come take it. So, what else we got here? Yeah, guys, we're getting ready to close out the month here in about 3 days. Right now, we're up 11.03% on the monthly compared to the average of 7.82 and the median of 9.6. So right now, looking pretty good to close July in the green unless we see something really super crazy. But looking at August, we typically have an average red. Like if you look at the number of red months, it's normally red. However, pause for effect. 2017, 2021, that is the final year of the 4-year cycle, typically is green. And if we look just at that, 65.3% in 2017, 13.8% in 2021. Even if we go off of that 13.8 of last cycle and take a look here on the chart, let's go to the chart. There we go. Take a look at that 13.8%. Let's just say we're sitting at like 117,329. That's going to be our 236 here on our fib levels. Let's just go up 13% from here and just see what that would be for that month of August. Let's go a little bit higher. 13.8%. It's going to put us right around $134,000. So, and 133,000 and some change or whatever. So that's what I'm watching there on that. Go over to the daily and take a look at this, OC, and I'll go ahead and bring you up here with me. Come on up, OC. Let's go talk about this level here because we are holding our upper trade band here of the predictive ranges. Upper gold trade band coming in right about 116. We are holding this, and we're just consolidating here on the daily still. We've started to come up and get a light color, the light red of the histogram there, which I said on Friday is what we need to see, which would bring up the curvature of the signals line. We are still seeing a red on money flow for the daily, flat on the volume, but overall, I mean, if you look at this RSI, Jesus, line, please. The Prime Oscillator Pro signal line. Guys, it's just kind of coming down to the zero line here. We have started to bounce back up. We did get a pretty good wicking there on the RSI primed. So right now, we've got a mix of bullish and bearish indicators across the board on the daily oscillators. I think it's really what you said earlier, OC. It's 50-50 at this point while we're in this consolidation range. But what I want to do today, now that we've gotten all this data out, is I really want to talk about what we're seeing on the altcoin for this daily look. So ETH lost it. Yeah, let's go check out ETH. Oh, it lost its 38. guys, $3,800 on Ethereum, if you don't know, is its 887 fib. And we're seeing a drop down on this now on the daily below that $3,800 level. We have to consider that our next line in the sand for this, looking at 3526, that is going to be based on the 786 here on our platinum pocket. So that's what we're seeing on Ethereum. Of course, let it close at hourly, but we are seeing sell off across the markets right now. I do think this is one final washout for what's coming this week, because I think overall, if we get any weakness at all in job numbers, markets are going to pump. I think if we get any strength at all or slowdown at all of inflation, then we're going to see markets pump. I think if we see earnings reports come out and it moves that Mag 7, 4 of the Mag 7 upwards, right? Even if half of them move, that's going to still be a money influx into the markets, which is going to motivate the TradFi guys, going to motivate Wall Street, and which is going to motivate crypto and FOMO. So I think overall that we have a potential for upside move this week. Any sell-off that we get today, I do think is a Monday fake out. So, OC, let's talk about the altcoins and let's see what you got, what you're watching on alts right now. But I am going to come back after each of the alts and talk about how they're looking on the dailies. But real quick, what are you watching this week on alts?
Absolutely. So I think we're going to be looking at the most important altcoins. In between those, we have Ethereum. Ethereum is coming back down. Let me just get the 4 hour here. It's coming back down to a possible entry. Nonetheless, as we see, and let's just wait for a second there we go, for our oscillator to come back and hit us. Remember, it's not going to be right here, right exactly now for this entry right now, because we still have some momentum to the downside. We haven't seen the flip of the ribbon, so just calling this back for a lower zones where we're going to be jumping in as we come back down to a support level, right, on our oscillator. That will be at our convergence of that green and red area, our zero line, or slightly above our zero line where our red cloud is at. As you can see, we tend to bounce off that red cloud or the zero line. So we're going to be visiting those areas, or we're going to be looking for those areas for a possible breakout or bounce continuation. So other than that, let's go and take a look at Litecoin, BNB, I would say XRP, and XLM. All right, so on Litecoin, there we go. We had a possible trade right here on the bounce. We were testing the waters. It took us out on the very first candle, the second candle right here. That was it. We were just testing the waters on Litecoin. Seems like it did not have enough momentum just to bounce out of this. Let me just clear this up. And we are making a triangular pattern. On this triangular pattern, we're going to be waiting exactly the same thing that we wait on Ethereum, and that's going to be a breakout retest. I believe that on Litecoin, we're going to get it much lower, and that's because the way of the shape of the pattern is playing out, and also that we're not holding above. We're making that in pattern and trading to break below that zero line. So Litecoin still a wait on. We're going to be having our alert right here at 106.77. Let's go to BNB, because as you mentioned, BNB had a great breakout. In fact, we were looking for that breakout. It was a very powerful breakout, making a very nice statement. On this statement, let me just bring up the rest of my tools, because I think we can have a different story, and that is because we're having more of a flat area right here, which creates a trend line. Let me just get rid of everything here. There we go. And on this trend line, that's what we're going to be looking for. Again, that flip of the ribbon. First trend line that we're going to be looking into, it's going to be this one in here. Let me just unlock it so I can change its shape. There we go. I'm going to leave it as is and then lock it once again. And you might notice that I have already an alert set up. This is going to be my first alert. And then that will incline me to come back and do another analysis. Let's jump to XRP. XRP had a fantastic breakout, but just like it broke to the upside, it went back down all the way down and then give it all back. All right. So we were looking at first a 50% retracement, and then after that 50% retracement, looking for that dynamic reactor bounce. We did have that dynamic reactor bounce, but did not have that sweep of the lows, which is fine. So far, we have gone to above the zero line and had two bearish hidden divergences. At this point of history or the chart history, let me just clear this up so we can see through. And then let me show you that right here we have a double top. And then if we come back down to the dynamic reactor, we might be having something well known on this channel, which is a dead cat bounce. Let me just bring it up so you guys see that this is not just out of my sleeve. It's just a real thing where we come back down, we bounce back up, we did not take the previous highs, right? And then we continue to the downside, something like this. So this is a real example right here. And I think that we could be in danger of creating that dead cat bounce, especially since we have the sharp point upwards and we have a sharp return. So if we don't hold the zero line, and if we don't hold and break back above like this in a V-shaped recovery, I think we are on a dead cat bounce scenario. So everything is turning bearish if you looked at it. So despite we're going back to some supports and we're above the zero line, I mean, the feeling of this all, it's looking a little bit more bearish, and I think that has to do with the fear and greed index. Last but not least, let's take a look at XLM. XLM, we were waiting for XRP to play it out, and then if that played out, well, we're going to be jumping back in. It did not play it out. That is fine. And then, well, we were looking for that support. Let me just, there we go. Let my indicators load. We are bouncing off the zero line, the dynamic reactor, which we were expecting, but so far didn't have enough momentum to break to the upside. Especially, this is playing out exactly as Litecoin. So let me just get rid of everything and let me just bring back Litecoin so you guys can see the same M pattern on your oscillator right here with a big candle going downwards. So that is not good. I think we need to give it some space. Other than that, let's take a look at crypto bubbles really quickly. And on crypto bubbles, we might be seeing a couple of things bursting to the upside, which is OP. Be very careful with OP. Hex, that's another one that we could be looking for a return or coming back down. Bong for a short and Cake maybe for a short. Let's take a look at Cake because that seems to be interesting. So on Cake, let's just, there we go. Where is it? Pancake swap. Let's just copy this. And then, oh, here, I got it. Perfect. Man. There we go. I think I don't know what the fuck they're doing. Could be a good one right now. All right, so right here, we got it. And seems like the short has already played out. That is fine. The next thing that we're going to be looking here is going to be our support and resistances. So what are going to be our support? This one right here, and where we're going to be looking for is going to be a peak performance diamond. If we're looking at our linear regression oscillator, or if we're looking at our prime oscillator pro, we're going to be looking for that flip of the ribbon to the upside, and maybe we can catch the next dead cat bounce. So Cake is going to be one of those areas or one of those coins that I'm absolutely going to be looking for that dead cat bounce. So turn it back to you, Piper.
Yeah, I just saw a post, a message there from BC said XRP crap the bed. Yeah, guys, 21st, July 21st. July 21st here on XRP. Let me pull this up here real fast for you. This was in our Discord for our DCA plan. If you guys don't know, now you know. There we go. Pull this up. Open up. Thank you. Let's go over here, OC. Check it out. Screenshot, bro. Right there. XRP, July 21st. Wristband 82.7. Look where we were at. We were at the top of this range. Confidence level 8. That means that it's got a high confidence level because it's got some history on it. Consider taking 50% profits right there. No DCA. So that was pretty much the top area there that we were watching on XRP. Let's go over here and take a look at some of these alts on this daily. I want to go to, actually, I'm looking at a 3-day here, and I want to talk about ETH, and then we'll talk about XRP. Now, let's have to do XRP first. We can do XRP first. We're going to do that first. XRP, where are you? Where far art thou, XRP? There we go. XRP on the 3-day here. This is going to be the 18th of July here, and then there's the 21st right there. 21st of July is this candle right here. We printed a reversal signal from Chart Prime. We got overbought. We had a downtrend arrow that fired, started to lose the histogram, and we were in a bright red here with lots of wicks here. You can see it was flat, and then all of a sudden, big wick, little candle, and down we go. So, yeah, on the 21st, good call there on the DCA plan, take 50%. I'm watching for a couple of things here. One, we are getting a lot of buyer absorption here, and that's because retail, I do believe, is starting to hear. I'm hearing people all the time now from, like Papa G, that's in our chat sometimes here. My neighbor down in El Paso, like I'm getting contacted from people that are going, what about XRP? There's a lot of hype on XRP right now. And so I do see that there is that retail FOMO, as JR said, FOMO, the mofo gang. A lot of buyer pressure coming in and wicking out back to the upside. But I'm not seeing it over here on money flow yet. Money flow is still coming down. We're still in a downward angle on the oscillator ribbon. We're not seeing a curvature on that at all yet. True 7 is coming down, meaning 7 oscillators are indicating bearish sell-off on the 3-day. We're not seeing the candles on the histogram start to level out, giving us indication of another upside move. And we're still seeing lower candles on the Heikinashis here, giving us that this may come down also. I'm watching for a level to come down to about a 70% here on the RSI, which would also be right here in line with the value area high on the 3-day. Well, this is going all the way back to November 2024 here that we're measuring this whole area off. Of course, point of control on this is like 239, which would be a very, very sharp drop. But I'm watching that first level about $2.76 there on XRP. Let's go take a look at ETH on the 3-day and see how it's looking. Again, we are seeing a rejection on the 887 platinum pocket here. Overall, though, you see how this is starting to get flat on the histogram? It's still a little bit lower, but it's starting to flatten out. It's not as sharp as what we're seeing on XRP, and money flow is in the green. Ethereum telling us a totally different story than what you are seeing on XRP, but I will point out, see how they're getting very tight on the candle height here? The length of these candles starting to do this can either be something like we're seeing here, where we got a sell-off all of a sudden on Ethereum, or it could be doing something like this, where it starts to get tight, but then we continue up for one more parabolic push. This was back in December of 2024 there. There's even some levels here where it gets tight and it goes almost all the way into a black. It's so red, right? So we're going to keep an eye on the 3-day for this for sure, but these candles I do think can continue up, and then $4,100, 4109 would be a liquidity sweep back above the level that we actually hit in December. Let's go check out a couple of more here. Look at SWE right now. Get off there. Thank you very much. Looking at SWE right now, we're seeing SWE is actually creating a higher histogram OC. So that in conjunction with money flow is coming back up. We still have a lot of room that we can go here on the RSI Prime. I mean, look, some of these levels we're hitting up in the 93% range, and right now we're only at like 77. So SWE's looking decent here overall. But if I had to say, the danger sign that I'm seeing here, it would be that the money flow is starting to get this curve here. And this curve could indicate another wave down, which would be in line with what we're seeing here, where we've come down previously right here, came down. Look at the level that we're finding support, though. It's going to be the dynamic reaction. That would be a $2.70 SWE. I don't know that the market can take that type of rejection right now. So, get off there. Thank you very much. So, that's what we're seeing on SWE. What else we got? Solana. Let's look at Solana on the 3-day here and see how this is all looking. clean up all the Mexican spaghetti. Brought to you by OC Guy. Good Lord. Good Lord. I must have like walked away as soon as I got done doing this one and said, I'm done. I'm out. Look here at Solana right now. We are seeing that we're hitting an upper level of the value area high here. This is coming off of this volume node. We do go into a kind of a gap here where it starts to gap up on volume. But right now, money flows flat. Looking like we want to do a continuation up on the RSI, though. I would have to say that this is probably going to consolidate in this area and hopefully flag up. But if it doesn't and it looks for a pullback, you're looking at the range down here of about 165, somewhere in that ballpark. What else? What else we got? Let's see. Caspa. Oh, actually, let's check out Avalanche because Avalanche is on a tear. Avalanche is on a tear right now. We saw that on the crypto bubbles too. On the market cap, it was green. One of the only green ones today. So, all right, let's see. What are we seeing here? Continuation on the histogram, flattening out for another move up. Signal band is very strong. We did get a downtrend, but it's continued up past that. Money flow is starting to come down, but volume is strong. I would say this dynamic reactor right now, if we can hold this and get a bounce on that, then we'd be looking at higher. The one thing I will point out is at this level right here where we were hitting dynamic reactor resistance, we did start to turn red on the quantum reactor, and this whole time here it was gray. Now it is confirming that we have bearish price action, I should say, on Avalanche. But if it does get the dynamic reactor here and is able to bounce up off that, I do think that that would be a bullish sign. So maybe we can get above this and kind of range there and go sideways. Really, it's going to all depend on what we're seeing on Bitcoin. And with Bitcoin right now, guys, it is looking like we have a little bit of indecisiveness going on the RSI. Money flow is kind of flat. Volume is kind of flat. I think consolidation ranging is in play, and that's what we've been seeing. So, OC, your thoughts on this 3-day with what we're seeing here with a lot of the alts? Do you think that this? We showed that alt season's technically not here. We're not even close yet, right? We still have quite a ways to go. Do you think these alts are going to see some pretty harsh pullback, or are they just going to kind of stay aloft and float through this Bitcoin cycle here and really just make people bored? What do you think?
Oh man,
A few
I got
moments
myself this
later.
time again. All right, so I think we're gonna they're gonna be boring for the most part, especially since Bitcoin is starting to show some signs of movement, basically going all the way down and now hitting all the way up in within the same range. Well, then you know that people get more interested on Bitcoin than it gets on altcoins, and that is just in general. That will come back into a dormant zone for altcoins where just a couple of them start popping out of nowhere and then getting people to FOMO in. This is a well-known behavior of altcoins when Bitcoin start moving or slightly moving. So I think it's for the majority of part they're going to have a small pullback, boring action, and then once in a while we're going to be seeing this and that just popping like crazy and then giving it all back down. Nice. Which book you're going to be taking?
How to Take Profits. That's going to be the book I take. I read this thing. I read this thing on X today, and I actually dropped this in the chat on Otter Gang on Alex O Crypto. But it was very prophetic statement that was made, and it said most people act too quickly. Most people act too quickly to make capital, to gain capital. Okay, to make gains. Most people act too slowly to protect capital. And I think that's the game right there, right? Learning how to be patient getting in and how to quickly recognize when it's time to take some profits. You'll always lose out if you don't take the risk to get in, right? But you're definitely going to lose out. You're never going to lose out, I mean, if you take your profits. you may lose out on some gains, but you still made profits. And that, at the end of the day, growing your capital is the first step. Protecting your capital is the rest of the game. So I think right now, if you are watching this consolidation range and you're concerned about some of your alts pulling back after the rally, the second chance, third chance rally that it's given, don't be mad at yourself to take some gains. It doesn't have to be 100%. Remember, you know what? I'm going to secure 10% of the profits that I made off of this, right? So it's okay. That 50% call on XRP on the last Monday, on the 21st. Yeah, you didn't have to do the 50%, but it said consider, right? That's what it is. It's not, I'm not your daddy. So it's a consideration, right? And so even if you had done 20%, you'd probably be much happier today than if you had just sat there on it. So, OC, what else you watching? We got about maybe 9 minutes here before we head over to Crypto Coin Mindset. We're going to join TI, Joe, and Crypto Coin Mindset Keith over there on his channel. But what else are you watching on the altcoins? Do you have any trade setups that you're doing today? Are you trading? Are you trading today? What are you doing?
Not really. I recently have been taking a look at where to position myself on Monday. Usually, I have had much more success when I just back my horses, right? So Monday for me is just to investigate. Tuesdays for getting into or planning to get into, and then I get into either Tuesday, Wednesday, and take profits Thursdays and Fridays. That's been playing out very nicely to me. But in the meantime, let's take a look at XRP, Hex, and why not AVAX to see how they're playing out, because I do see those big bubbles kind of like a giving me a hint that they want to be burst. So let's get started first with SPX. So SPX is looking very, very nice to say the least. Something interesting is that I don't know, but I have the feelings that I haven't seen this pattern before. Well, I do have a goose head. Usually after that goose head, I do have a sharp movement in here. But in this case, making another kind of like a rounded top. It almost like if it's a Adam and Eve pattern on the oscillator. So we need to be careful right here on what's going to happen. I don't have an actual prediction based on this pattern, but I can absolutely tell you that we are topping up. So a possible retracement might be worth waiting for a possible retracement. If we start bringing up right here our predictive ranges, you'll see that maybe we have a little bit more run up to the upside, like all the way up here, or even to the 242, and then a possible retracement, and that will create maybe this kind of pattern where we ended up hitting the top. So maybe something like in here, but once again, after a goose head, I in most of the cases see a V-shaped pattern in here going or hitting the top. But in this case, it's just a rounded, it seems like a rounded top, but who gives? I mean, this could actually be just a little bit of a momentum, and I'm just taking it too serious. Nonetheless, today is not going to be a taking a trade day for me, but just looking to position myself. So positioning myself might be to the downside. Areas of entry, they might be going between the 241 and the 234. So let's add some of alerts in here, right here, and right there. And of course, I want to have another alert right down here. So whatever it does, if it goes to the downside, I'll know that I could be re-entering for long, all right? As long as I have a flip of the ribbon here or flip of the ribbon all the way down there. Or if it starts moving to the upside, I know that I could start pushing or positioning myself for a short as long as I'm topping up in here and looking for that overbought, flip of the ribbon, and that red reversal that we might have at the top in there. Other one that it seems like it is moving, it is Hex. Let's go for Hex in here. Let me just copy it. That makes things much easier. And here is, I was also looking at the dominance of Bitcoin, and just, I mean, I was on the 30 minutes, I was like, hey, this looks interesting. But actually, well, on the 4 hours, not really. We're just having that little pocket of interest. We'll see how far can we go because the volume is not there. And I think this is the big issue, that we're not seeing new volume pushing into Bitcoin. All right, so let's go back and take a look at Hex. There we go, paste it. and then wait to see it. Or I think Uniswap, not really. Where are you? Let me see. Let's go back in here, and
A
oh, I
few
see. I
moments
cannot
later.
really. Yeah, I cannot really trade it on many zones. So whatever. Let's go to the one. I don't think I'm gonna be trading this. Well, let's go to Uniswap. All right, let's take a look at it. And
You
well,
can
then
spot trade that stuff. When you see
what is
that
it?
market volatility, when you see that market top off and you start to see those native tokens move, I'm going to jump over here real fast. You start to see those native tokens move like Chronos, things like the DeFi plays, right? Uniswap is typically going to take off because a lot of the money is moving back out of the regular trade tokens into their native token, waiting for their next leg. And so you typically do see Uniswap pop. So that's what you watch. Your indicator for buying some Uniswap is watching things like Hyperliquid, Chronos tokens, stuff like that. When you see those native tokens pop off, Uniswap's going to take off too. So
Absolutely. So looking for possible maybe re-entries in here. Well, we're seeing this area right here is a very spread out area. So we're going to be letting the oscillator cool down and then looking for, again, that flip of the ribbon. Whatever it happens, seems like it likes to be a little bit below the zero line. So let's go and do it like this. And that indicates me that most likely we're going to go for the second bulk of support right there in here. And for last but not least, we had an ongoing LDO trade, which actually played out very, very nicely. It did not. Let me just get rid of the mess in here. There we go. I think this is going to be much easier on your eyes, guys. We're again testing the waters in here. This one did play out. It did had enough momentum in here, and it did move to the upside. Nonetheless, right here, right now, we're giving it all back. So hopefully you guys are already taking some profits. And if not, we'll see, or let's wait for it to cool down, right? And then maybe try to jump back in once again, Tuesday, Wednesday. We'll see a couple of those trades being taken. So far, LDO played out very nicely. And well, it's time to take some profits if you haven't already.
oh, see, we got some new music coming, by the way. Shout out to BC Port Corp. Also, I dropped five memberships there. Shout out to the new members if you guys haven't gotten in there yet. It gives you full access. What that membership that I just gave out for 5 people gives full access to our Discord, the dollar cost averaging, Piper plan, the trade setups with JR, everything over there. So shout out to all the new members. Appreciate you guys being here. Al Jr. and Andrea picked up 2 of them. So very happy to see that. Welcome to the alumni for those new members. But BC Port Corp made some new music for us. Because if you guys notice, in the intro, TradeFly is still in there. In the outro, Crux of Crypto and TradeFly are still in there. Guys, we got to clean this up. So we got some new music. I'm going to go ahead and play this real fast for our outro today. But let's head over to Crypto Coin Mindset, guys. When you guys get over there, drop those graduation caps. I appreciate everyone. Give me a second to get this right, though, because I got to make sure that I can get this playing here on the outro, guys. We'll catch you guys back here tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, bringing you guys the news, the charts, the markets, the headlines, everything, to include that economic data coming out tomorrow, guys, right here on the Morning Market Report. Till then, peace, love, and profits.
That's the rap. Chart stack data never lie. Piper led the mission, OC in the sky. Spaghetti on the screen, but the vision stay prime. Chart prime visual, signals on time. Alumni strong, we built from the grind. Lessons in the market that'll outlive time. Knowledge is profit, you know how we run. Till the next one, stay sharp, get it done. We'll see you at the next one. Morning Market Report out. We'll see you at the next one. Morning Market Report out. We'll see you at the next one. Morning Market Report. Ow.
Later, guys. See you tomorrow morning.